ain't nothing like a funky beat.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of Guapish at the Disco. As always, I am your host, and of course I am joined by my fellow music enjoyers, Tanner and Tanichi.
Holy cow.
Ohio Moise something or other.
That's so crazy. Anyways, this segment we are going to, of course, be reviewing the 2019 album That's Why I Gave Up on Music by Yorushika, which is a two-person band. Obviously, they've got instrumentals and shit, but the two main people are Nabuna, which is the producer and the songwriter and all that, and then we also have Sweet, which is the main vocalist. And this album is a concept album. It's even a two-parter, frankly. I wouldn't say it's a disservice to listen to just the first album without the second one, but it's, only half of the story, so that's just how it is. This is the whole concept of the album is this first one specifically. There are two characters, Amy and Elma, and Amy is the male songwriter. He's the one that wrote all of these songs. Specifically, a lot of the story is centered around him trying to cope with his, or maybe not cope, but just come to terms with the fact that he's got a lot of internal struggles with his music. He's got ego issues with it. He had a falling out with Elma, and he goes on this long, fucking spiritual journey-esque of sorts to attempt to, reconcile with his feelings. And eventually he ends up just writing her a bunch of letters, taking pictures of his journey and all of these songs, and then giving them to Elma in, a box. And then the second album is Elma writing a bunch of songs as she basically just goes through his journey herself. And it's very cute. There's a ton of stuff that came with it when you bought the album. You got a collector's set of a bunch of those letters that Amy was writing to Elma. It tells a whole story. It makes the lyrics make a lot more direct sense because, the lyrics of the songs themselves are poetic. You could say they're not insanely clear in what they're trying to say. They're very up for interpretation, but the letters and the story around it kind of fills in the gaps and gives you a lot more context about maybe what more is happening with this album. Anywho, I don't think either of you guys are into this music at all particularly, so it's really a 50-50 who the fuck I want to hear the opinions of first. I'm going to go ahead and say Tanichi, though. Please tell me what you thought about That's Why I Gave Up on Music.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought this album was pretty good. I looked at the lyrics, and the lyrics pulled up to some of them, not all of them. If I gave a fuck, I pulled the lyrics up. But the lyrics I did pull up were all thematic, emotional. I really like it. The lyrics I did listen to were filled with metaphors and entendres. So it's if you understand this, then it's probably rich in storytelling. And I fucked with that just based off the few little tidbits I listened to. I really liked it. I really like this album. I wouldn't say I'm not into sort of indie pop, which is all this just is. It's just Japanese indie pop, in my opinion.
It's rock. It's J-rock.
Yeah. Indie pop, J-rock.
It's definitely got some of pop influence, but it's definitely primarily.
It's super poppy. I like it though.
I don't know about super poppy.
I like it. I like it. That's why I floated it with "in my opinion" at the start. Just to preface that. If any other viewer out there, just remember I said "in my opinion" in the beginning. Yeah, I liked it. It was really fucking good. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
Do you really what are some details I guess that you enjoyed about the album? A
lot of the songs are really fucking fast. I really I feel like this is Japanese music in general. It tends to get fast and quick, and they tend to jump around. Sometimes they speed up, sometimes they slow down. But the really fast songs, I forgot what it's called. It's one of the ones with the kanji in it.
Every single fuck yeah, that's the unfortunate part. I don't know. Is it on Spotify too, where all the names are in Japanese?
Sir.
I don't know. Yeah, all the songs on streaming platforms are in fucking Japanese. You have to go and cross-reference what you're actually listening to on some other site. I know one of the earlier fast ones is August, That Place, Moonlight. Maybe is one you're thinking of, but I'm thinking of the
last one. the
that's why I gave up on music.
Yeah. The last one is really fucking fast, and I like it. It's really good. The first one, 831, is like fast too, but
Are you thinking about Deep Indigo? The first one is just like some chill, like that's just one of all of the ones that are just a date are
like side
they're just
tracks.
instrumental
Yeah,
tracks.
you know what I mean? They're nice. I don't know, just not nice. Or they are nice, but they're like filler pieces in the album, and I like them. I think the filler pieces, the instrumentals are fucking good. I really like this album. Yeah.
I'm glad you liked it. I was scared that I was going to be fucking defending this one heart and whole. I guess we'll see if I still am. Tanner, how do you feel about That's Why I Gave Up My Music? You are, from my perspective at the very least, not crazy about this type of music, but maybe I'm conflating you with Nico, so I don't know. What do you think about this one?
I think you probably are conflating me with Nico. I'm not crazy about this genre, but I don't like reflexively hate or anything. I thought this was a good album overall. I think it's a perfectly serviceable J-rock album. It kind of petered out towards the end for me personally. A lot of that is just because like a lot of the slower songs are at the end, and I do like my J-rock to be a bit more high action, you know?
Oh yeah, no, I don't imagine the songs like Parade or Elma are definitely your kind of thing. They're a lot slower paced and more emotional because that's, kind of going to like the climax of their story, so I get that.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be shocked to learn those two are my lowest rated.
Yeah, that's not shocking. They're definitely the slowest out of all of the songs.
As for all this story stuff you're mentioning, that's nice and all, but I can't speak Japanese, so,
I gave you so much information. Don't even fucking say that, bro. I gave you guys a link to a playlist where you could watch all of the songs that had lyrics in English. I gave you guys a link to the fucking documents where you could read all the letters and read the whole fucking story. Don't even play that with me, Buster.
Dude, I don't want to read a song. What am I, some kind of...
What are we listening to? British people?
Yeah. What am I, British?
The fuck is this, the Library of Babel?
Mm-hmm.
Or some aspects of the album you liked or didn't like about it, or is it really just like, I like the fast songs, I didn't like the slow songs?
I mean, yeah, it kind of does boil down to that. She's a very good singer. She has a nice voice. I think a lot of these songs have really good production on them. I'm someone who tends to like simpler production where like you're not adding in 500 million different instruments and whatever. So I appreciate that this album is very straightforward with a lot of its songs. And especially a lot of the chords it uses, it tends to choose a more simplistic chord to stick with through a whole song, which actually appeals to me personally. Yeah, I think it was just like they knew what they wanted to do with this album, and then they just kind of stuck with that in a way that was very consistent and good.
Huge. Well, it's time for me to jack off this album for the next half an hour. Just for context here, Yorushika is easily one of my, in my top 3 Japanese artists, and on any given day, all of those kind of, get tossed around just on what mood I'm feeling. I've been listening to a ton of Yorushika recently because of this album. I've already listened to this album a billion times prior to picking it, and I've listened to it another billion times after picking it already. I've been listening to this, once a fucking day for the last 2 weeks, basically. I'm obsessed with this album. I think it's fantastic. I think the themes are great. I really like the integration of the actual story. I think you can definitely pick out what's happening without any context from the letters or things like that. But just having that extra set of depth is really cool to me. And I'm sure it's probably... I don't know. I'm not going to attempt to compare it to something like fucking The Library of Babel. But, it's a similar... They're both concept albums that try to tell a story in an interesting way. And I just think it's very cool. I don't really have any songs I don't like. There are certainly songs that I like less than some other ones. The only one that really stands out that I'm not mid on, I still think it's a fucking 7 out of 10, but it's just every other song to me is just so fantastic that it still doesn't fully compare, is In June. I write about the town after the rain. I'm not crazy about that one, I wouldn't say. But the rest of them are just fucking fantastic. Even the instrumentals, I think some of those are really good. The 713 is my least favorite of those, just because it just feels out of place maybe with the vibe of the rest of them. It kind of feels like a more like, I don't really know how to describe it. It's just not like, the rest of them are kind of slower piano pieces, very emotional feeling, and that one is more like an upbeat kind of track. So it felt a little bit out of place, but I don't hate it. And I don't really knock the album or add a crazy amount for the instrumental pieces anyways, even though some of them I do think are absolutely fantastic. Like 831 I think is a great intro to the album. I think it really sets the mood for what you're going into. And then 410 as well, the last instrumental track before you go into That's Why I Give Up My Music. Love that one. It's much longer than some of the other ones, but it just feels so nice listening to it. And there's like one specific part like halfway in, I think, where it sounds almost a little bit like one of the piano pieces from Clanad. And like every time I hear that, I fucking feel it in my heart. I'm like, oh man.
That bitch really
Very
died
nice.
in the snow.
But yeah, just for even more context too, 2 of these songs in this album are in my top 10 favorite songs of all time, I would say. This is like my type of music. The instrumentals are easily the thing I like the most about these songs. They're just really fun. A lot of them can be really fast and frenetic, but they're all super clean, like Tanner said. These are all very highly and well-produced albums. Nambona is a fantastic producer. He did a great job with this. Sui, of course, her vocals are amazing. She's super clean. She has great range. We don't even see a crazy amount of her actual range too. Like, fun fact, she likes to sing in a more lower tone. That is her like natural singing voice. And she doesn't even fucking do that in this entire album. You couldn't even tell. One of their other albums, Plagiarism, which is another one of my favorites from them, she sings a lot more of like a lower tone in that one, and she sounds fantastic as well. But yeah, overall, I'm just a big fan of this album. I think so many of these songs are super fun. It's basically just packed with bangers for me. This is my type of music. If anybody wants to know what type of music I listen to, point them to this album. And this is basically just a summary of what I really fuck with. And I've got all sorts of other albums that are similar to this. Like eventually I'm going to pick the follow-up album to this one, Elma. We'll see if you guys like that one as much as this one. I don't know if I like that one as much as this one. This one's definitely like my favorite Yorushika album, I would probably say. And even like in some of the slower songs too, because I like the slower songs, like Lonely Parade or Elma. Those are just so atmospheric feeling, and they're so filled with emotion, especially like Lonely Parade. It's just so nice, I just love that song. I think it's fantastic. Or like In May from the Emerald Green Window. That song, I'm a big fan of that one too. I wasn't crazy about it prior to doing this like crazy amount of listening to this album for the review. That one's really grown on me a ton, especially because it's like not super fast, but they just are going ham with the guitar on it through the entirety of it. It's fantastic. Plus, there's all sorts of random ass lyrics really stick out to me. Like in Deep Indigo, I don't remember exactly what they say, but it's like, fucking Elma, it's you alone are my music. I think that line is beautiful, and there's things like that all over this album.
I just looked
overall,
at the title, anagram.
Yeah, even the name of Deep Indigo is interesting too, because it's like in Japanese, there's like a translation where it basically can translate to like an imaginary number. It's like in like 0 squared or something, and then that just means -1. And the interpretation there is that like Amy, the writer, feels like absolute dog shit, and in that moment he felt like he is less than dog shit, like he's fucking like -1. It's great. Who do I want to know the favorite song of first? I guess I'll start with Tanichi.
So I guess each song that follows the date would be the thematic story. That's kind of cool. I mean, I gotta go back and listen. Shit. Okay. My favorite one was the last one, which I've just learned is the title track to the album.
Yep, That's Why I Give Up on Music.
So, pretty cool.
Did you guys watch any of the music videos or anything to these? I assume Tanner did not because of his previous comments.
I watched 2 of them.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Unfortunately, I was working a lot this week, so I really was only able to listen to this all, like, at work.
Damn. Was like your only, like, sit down listen to it literally 10 minutes ago?
Yes, sir.
Actually. Anyways,
Yes, Your Honor.
Tanichi.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes. I love this fucking podcast. This is so disjointed. Fuck, I forgot what I was saying.
Your favorite is That's Why I Gave Up on Music.
Yeah, and my least favorite was Cracker or something. Crack something? I forgot.
Crack, huh?
I forgot what it's called. I think it was the fourth one.
Lyric writing and coffee.
No, I liked lyric writing. Then it was the sixth. Yeah, it was the sixth.
I'll Dance.
Yeah, it was I'll Dance. I don't like I'll Dance because it reminds me of that fucking. It reminds me of Angel Beats for some reason. Like that fucking scene with the rock star girl before she vanishes.
That's a funny reason to not like a song.
I don't like that. That scene hurt me in real life. She really disappeared. She really vanished.
She did.
Like God.
She literally vanished and her fucking guitar just falls to the ground. Yeah.
She really hit the sickest riff and then went to heaven. Blew my mind. No, I don't like that.
I need to like listen to that scene again because I do not remember it sounding anything like this song.
I don't know why it gives me that vibe. It gives me that tone. It gives me that energy.
It might just be like there's just some one random riff or something that sounds kind of similar. Because it's like the same thing with me and 4-12, where there's like just that one little part that kind of sounds like Clan, and I'm very attached to it for that reason.
Yeah, that one part in the other album where it sounded like Deftones and we gooed over it.
Yeah, and the Neo Bliviscaris review, yeah.
Yeah, that's music, baby. This artist I barely know sounds like this artist I really know, and I like that.
Yeah, eventually I'll pick Plagiarism, one of their other albums, and the whole, as you guys could probably guess from the name of it, the whole shtick is it's basically most of their albums are like concepts in some way. It starts becoming less of that after the album after Plagiarism, I think. But Plagiarism's cool because it's basically just a writer that's gotten a lot of fame from plagiarizing, for lack of a better word, and is like wrestling with that knowledge. And the thing is that's cool about it too is that all of the songs are from that writer. So there's a ton of references. Like if you're like a big music nerd, there's a ton of really famous, I don't know what the word would be. I don't want to say riffs, but just like snippets, or like they use beats from really famous songs in it a lot, which I think is really cool.
Hell
One
yeah.
of these days. Tanner, if you can even think of your favorite and least favorite, I beg of you.
My favorite by far was the opening track.
Deep Indigo?
Yes, Deep Indigo. I thought, I really liked the upbeat tempo of that song, and I thought it had a really good flow to it with rhythm switches and whatnot.
True. When they do that slowdown for that part I was talking about, where they're like, Elma, it's you alone are my music. I love that part, and they just go right back into it.
Mm-hmm.
I assume you're sticking with your answer of your least favorite, or...
Oh, yeah, sorry. I assume, since we already mentioned it, yeah. My least favorite are both Elma and Parade.
Are they pretty much on like the same tier for you?
Yeah, they're exactly the same to me. I will say, like, a lot of these songs sounded a little samey to each other for me, but they're like, it's samey, but it's still like it's the same to something good, you know?
That's a
If
fair
it
way of
ain't
looking at it. I
broke,
think
don't fix it. You know what
we
I mean?
basically all say that with every single fucking album we review, which one of these days we're going to learn that album songs normally sound pretty similar to each other. One of these days we'll pick that up.
Yeah.
Or we're just gonna start only picking really schizophrenic albums.
No, because I don't want this to turn into the movie review where we only review dog shit because we can actually break it the fuck down. Just because we get 21 minutes out of this album doesn't mean it's bad. You know what I mean? We got like 17 minutes out of the Library of Babel. Like,
dude,
Talk about that shit for, like,
we're
40
reviewing
minutes.
tons of Peak
No,
this week.
is
though.
that
What are you
true?
talking about?
was that review like 40 minutes?
Our Library of Babel review is 40 fucking minutes. I mean, a lot of that was like meta
damn.
commentary setting shit up like we're literally talking about right now. But, the video was like 40 minutes.
Maybe Tanner's right. Maybe we gotta review some schizophrenic.
I mean, there could be good songs that are like that. Like, I requested UFO, and that song is an electronic album, but all the songs are in a very different genre, and it's a totally different vibe, track to track. And that one landed pretty high, other than, Nico.
Good thing Nico's opinion doesn't fucking matter.
Dude, facts. You should do a separate review of that album, Tanichi, so I can replace his rank with yours.
I'll do it.
Huge. All right. So my favorite and least favorite songs. My favorites are it's really hard. I think both these songs are like fucking masterpieces in my eyes. I think they're both insanely good. That being Deep Indigo and That's Why I Give Up on Music. Surprisingly, it's both of the two songs that you guys like the most. They're easily some of the, like, I think maybe Lonely Parade or Parade is more popular than Deep Indigo, but That's Why I Give Up on Music is like easily the most popular song in this. I think it's Lonely Parade and then Deep Indigo, but all three of those are absolutely fantastic. Deep Indigo and That's Why I Give Up on Music are like definitely a tier above Lonely Parade for me, though. I just love the energy both of those songs bring, especially That's Why I Gave Up on Music. It's so thematic. The lyrics are so interesting to follow along, especially like the breakdown part in the video specifically. You hear that like really dramatic sounding piano and he turns back and Elma's gone and they just fucking walks and the whole song is just so depressing. Love that shit. It's insanely good. The lyrics of Deep Indigo are fantastic as well. I love the instrumentals on both those tracks. Both super, super fucking good. Both of those songs are in my top 10 favorite songs of all time. And they both do just like really interesting layered instrumentals very well. That's something that all of the songs in this album do for the most part, but those two songs really exemplify it for me. And then, yeah, I think my least favorite, I'm not really counting any of the instrumental tracks, even though I think all of those are great too, would probably be In June. I read about The Town After Rain. I'm not super crazy about that one. I don't dislike it. I still think it's good, but you know, everything else in this album is just so high for me that, you know, comparatively, I'm not super crazy about it. But really, I fucking love all of these songs. Like, genuinely, I never had listened to this song, or not to this song, to this album separately prior to doing this review. Like, I never just like sat down and listened to the entire thing. But I basically have every single one of these songs in my playlist already without having to listen to, you know, most of like the album continuously. And that really should just say, like, if I've got every single fucking song in this album in my playlist already without like just adding the whole album at once, I like every single song in this fucking album. I think they're all great.
I agree. You cut out a lot in that spiel, but it was good.
I'm fucking lagging, man. I'm lagging. I don't know why.
I caught like maybe. Am I wrong here, Tanner? I caught like maybe every 2-3 words.
I think your brain might just be lagging, buddy. I heard everything.
That's crazy. I'm lagging. It was me.
The truth comes out.
It comes out. It was me the whole time. Yeah.
That's really fucking funny.
Fuck me, man.
Does Bruno Mars is gay?
Yes.
True.
Is Bruno Mars is gay?
But anywho, I love this album. I think it is absolutely fantastic. I think it's going to be a very long time till I rate another album this highly as I'm going to rate this one. But of course, I'm not going to start with my rating, even though you guys can already probably guess what it's going to be. I'm going to go bottom to top here. Do you guys have any other final thoughts here? I assume no.
No, not really.
I'm going to think of something because you threw it to me.
Please, I beg of you.
Bro's trying to catch the ball. He's doing that thing where it bounces from hand to hand as he's running down the field. Is he going to get a grip on it?
What fucking sport are you talking about?
I'm talking about football here.
You bounced the football? You were never good at this.
Well, no, you're not doing it on purpose. I'm saying you're fucking floundering with it trying to get a grip right now.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a good analogy.
No, it wasn't.
You're right.
No,
you're
completely.
I had that shit picture perfect in my head.
Great analogy. You said dribble and you said field and I lost my fucking mind.
You put fucking words in his mouth. We did not say dribble.
You didn't say dribble? So,
no.
In the editor, rewind that fucking sentence. He said dribble.
No,
I'm not crazy.
I said flounder.
Did he say flounder?
Anyway.
Dude, my brain's lagging. Dude, I give this album...
To continue the analogy, it's time for you to spike it, I guess. What are you gonna fucking say?
I give this album a good 7. I like this album. I think this is the best fucking thing of this genre
since Sliced
Jackson
Bread
has brought forward to the review so far.
This is like the only one of this genre I've brought to the review so far.
Albums I don't understand with kanji in it. It's the best one so far.
Odyssey has some J-rock elements to it, but it's very experimental compared to this, and you get that one a 7, so that sounds
I was speaking more in terms of shit I don't understand. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Every album I've picked so far.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is the best thing you've brought forward so far, which is incredible because like that UK Rampage album was fucking bomb as well.
Yeah, you really served cunt with this one, Jackson.
You did.
Do you think this one's on par? Or do you think it's like slightly better, but it's not enough to like boost it up a rank?
I think it's better. I just didn't. I have more like happy moments that I remember from the UK Rampage album. Like moments where I'm like, fuck, this album's good. This one was just like a I like that.
He just happened to be eating a really solid meatball sub during UK Rampage.
Yeah,
True.
I was getting head during the UK Rampage album. I was gonna give it a 9 anyway.
Anyways, Tanner, bring us back down. I'm guessing you're gonna give it a 6.
Bring us back down, baby.
No, I'm actually also at a 7.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a nice surprise. I definitely thought you were gonna be a little bit lower.
So he usually shits on albums hard he dislikes. He did not really shit on this one.
Dude,
True.
It reminded me of the fucking High School of the Dead intro song by whatever the fuck Cigarettes.
I know you had the oral search. I do remember you saying that. I listened to that song and I kind of see it. It's it's got a guitar in it.
Mm-hmm. It's Japanese,
It's a Japanese.
It's got a
song,
guitar
yeah.
in it, and you don't understand what they're saying. It's similar.
That
True.
show my father famously recommended to me once.
Why the fuck did your dad recommend that to you? That's crazy.
Dude, the other show he recommended to me was Kakegurui. I'm like, Dad, I don't need to know about your kinks.
He likes women that gamble and also kill zombies.
I mean, he clearly likes Opie, but we don't need to talk about that.
He's gonna recommend High School DxD next. Anyways, just to be completely unsurprising to you guys, but I'm giving this one a 10. This one is one of my favorite albums of all time. I think this is, as you guys can probably tell, given I've been saying this album's fantastic the entire time I've been talking about it. I think this album's fantastic. This is my genre of music. I love this shit. I love layered instrumentals. I love clean, crisp production with really good vocal delivery. I've got nothing wrong with this album. I think every part of it is absolutely fantastic. It's a super enjoyable listen. It's a really good album to get into this genre as well, Yorushika is super fucking popular. They're absurdly famous at this point, and for good reason, They make some absolute bangers. And, again, one of these days I'll pick the next album after this one. If you guys will have any recollection of it or even care for the story at that point, we'll see if you guys even care for the story at this point, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, that one, or this album, has landed at an 8 out of 10, meaning it is in fact our highest scored album yet.
Yeah,
quite easily too, I think.
Yeah, I think this is the best thing we've reviewed.
The second highest was Earn at a 7.7, so it's only 0.3 higher.
Dude, Jackson objectively has the best taste in music then.
I don't know. I think what helps him is we don't understand what the fuck's going on for him.
If this was in English, we'd be like, this is fucking trash.
Yeah, this bitch, she's an
shit.
emotional fucking bitch.
I gave you guys the link to the lyrics. You guys know what the fuck's going on. It's got nothing to do with it being in Japanese.
We're riffing.
I know.
Yeah, maybe we're racist, eh?
Yeah.
Maybe you are.
Maybe
Tanner,
that's the
please.
dynamic. 2 racists and a fucking the one we bully.
Twink.
Alright, Tanner, if you're so racist, why don't you pick some fucking racist album, huh? Please.
Dude, I'm actually not going to do that. I am, in fact, going to be doing what I discussed last week. I am selecting
God.
the 1982 album Thriller by Michael Jackson, the best-selling album of all time, the best-selling non-compilation album in the United States of all time, the second best-selling overall album in the United States at all time. That's right, guys. There is one compilation album by a band that has sold more in the United States specifically than Thriller. And I would love to hear you guys guess what band compilation album possibly surpassed Thriller.
It's gotta be the... Oh, shit.
You're gonna be wrong. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I would be deeply shocked if you managed to guess this.
Is it ABBA?
No. That's a good guess, though.
Damn. Who is it?
It's the fucking Eagles.
What the fuck?
And what's even crazier is I clicked on the compilation album. It doesn't even have Hotel California on it. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know why the fucking boomers are so into the Eagles. But they ate that shit up. It's crazy.
I don't even know who the fucking Eagles are.
Fuck me.
They did Hotel California and nothing else.
Hotel California.
Yeah,
Is that the song?
I don't want to be mean or anything.
That's not how it goes at all.
Yes.
But
I don't fucking know what Hotel California is.
it wasn't
either.
even fucking close. It's like living it up in the Hotel California.
I gotta listen to this. I have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
I would be shocked if you have not heard fucking Hotel California.
They don't just have Hotel California. They have
we're not listening to Hotel
well,
California. We're listening to Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my god, dude, the Eagles
Jackson,
got
give
it
us an
over.
outro or something, please. You gotta save us from ourselves.
Dude, we're at 33 minutes and the review ended 10 minutes ago.
I'm excited to listen to Thriller, though. I am also excited to probably give it like a fucking 6 or a 7 out of 10.
That's criminal.
I've listened to some Michael Jackson before, and I don't like him, to be completely honest with you. It's just not my type of
That's
music.
crazy.
But, maybe listening to this album 3 or 4 times will convince me, because I have no nostalgia for this music. I just don't. I'm not crazy about it. It's music to me. But anywho, if you guys want to listen to our review of Michael Jackson's album Thriller, please tune in next time. And thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.